Hey, how's it going, guys? We're back doing another Medibang contest review for manga. So
we are back, baby.
Successfully have navigated the jump to Zuka. We
successfully
we picked the correct winners, the really true winners. We sent out trophies.
You know who you are.
Super successful. And now we're moving on to the brand new Kyoto International Manga Anime Award, which is still very new. There's only 2 pages of entries.
Yeah.
So we're hitting it on the ground floor. Their big sort of claim to fame is that their winners are actually successful in the industry. They actually have gone on to be,
with all the prize money
to
that
get
they
published
give out.
and actually do stuff.
Yeah.
As Josh is memeing on, the prize money's not really that much, but
the recognition.
They do brag about actually making their people successful, and you do get your manga read by I think 2 editors and then someone who kind of oversees another manga magazine. Okay. So both pretty cool. One of the editors is for Shueisha, which does Shonen Jump Plus and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
So that's pretty big. And then aside from that, it's the same sort of thing. We get a lot of familiar faces that are already submitted, like Joseph Compton was in there. The Angel Attack on Titan one is in there by Brandon Chen. So there's quite a few that we've already done. We're obviously going to skip those and go around. This week we picked another 3. We're going to do the same exact format, so we'll read 3 of them, totally random. They're going to have nothing in similar with each other.
Yeah.
Read the 3 of them. We'll talk about them, do a brief little summary, talk about what we like, and then we'll pick a winner out of the 3, even though they're not going to be similar at all.
Yeah.
So this week we are doing H-2-Zero by Nicollo Abe, then Shaded Lovers by Yumeno Masaru. I'm so sorry. Okay, let's just remember I'm going to fuck up your name. That's a guarantee.
We always keep putting you in this position.
Freelance Witch Hunter by Jojidoboro. I hope that's correct. I think that I feel the most confident about that one. Yeah. So we'll start with H-2-Zero, and we'll probably just go in that order. So H-2-Zero, Shaded Lovers, and then we'll move on from there. So H-2-Zero is one that was in the last competition of Jump to Zuka. Let me take you down memory lane.
Very much.
We have seen it before. It was a very early entry. And I remember we wanted to read it because it's a My Hero Academia spinoff, it's set in the world of My Hero Academia. And I thought it was going to be something similar to a 2-piece situation.
Oh, Lord.
Where it was just going to kind of be like a meme. Where it was just going to be like, oh, I wanted to self-insert into this thing. Here we go. And I was very pleasantly surprised with this thing.
Yeah, it was really
very
good.
pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
And it's basically you follow a group of friends. The main character's named Shimizu, and she has a water repellent quirk. So basically her skin emits a barrier, and it reflects all liquids.
Yeah.
Or repels all liquids. I don't know if you want to say reflects. And then her 2 friends, Kaori and Katsuko, they all wanted to become heroes, and for one reason or another, they just couldn't make it into UA. So they are stuck at a normal, boring school, and, hate to see that.
It felt like whenever Sam told me about My Hero before I watched it, he was basically like, if you don't get a quirk, you might as well just kill yourself.
No, if you don't get a good quirk.
Sorry. If you don't get a good quirk, because what's the point in living? It's better to live without a quirk than to have a shit one. And it was like this written out.
Shimizu's got that figured out, because the whole part of this thing is her mom was a top 10 hero, and she is just depressed that she's like, I've got this shitty quirk. She was kind of the cause for her mom either dying or becoming comatose. They don't really say.
I don't think they really spoke.
And her family blames her for it. The news blames her for it. She's basically been ostracized and moved out. She applied to UA, only got accepted into the support course, so she couldn't make it. She didn't want to abandon her friends, so she's still a really good person. Which her friends, by the way, have got some wild ass wacky quirks as well. Kaori, one of her friends, is sensitive, and it heightens her sense of smell, which paired with Shimizu seems like you would not be friends. They don't touch on that.
Oh,
because she can't shower.
Yeah.
So
they said you can wash her hair kind of.
Because it's her skin that emits the barrier. It comes specifically off of her skin, a couple centimeters out of it. So she could wash parts of her hair. But that being said, I'm sure they will have figured this out. But they do make dry soap. So it's if you didn't have water, you can't.
It's
use
dry
soap
shampoo.
still.
You can use dry shampoo.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
Your hair.
So there's solutions to that.
Yeah.
But basically, her scent is so crazy that she just I think they said tenfold.
Yeah.
And she wants to work under a hound hero, Hound Dog, which I don't know if that's canon or not. But there you go.
Yeah, I couldn't tell. He seemed pretty.
It
legit.
might be the police guy.
Yeah. Then Katsuko has cat eyes. So we got a dog one, we got a cat one.
Yeah.
And she of course wants to work with the Wild Wild Pussycats. But hers is basically makes her be able to see in the dark and narrow her focus. But the downside is it's extremely sensitive to light and reflections. So, and that's pretty much the setup. It's basically how Shimizu really badly wants to be a hero. They all want to be heroes, but Shimizu seems to take it the hardest, having to come from her family. And it was very, I cannot say it enough. I was so pleasantly surprised.
It was very
manga.
refreshing almost, because it's we see the luxuries of being a top student, and then, of course, vigilantes, and then we get a more normal thing.
I almost feel like this would be a perfect trifecta to the My Hero Academia kind of series we have going, because we have the My Hero Academia mainline, which is your gigantic, bigger-than-life hero battles. Like, that's like your Marvel universe right there.
Yeah.
And then you have Vigilantes, which lets you kind of see, like, the people who've kind of gone like outside of the law and they're kind of like navigating that area and helping out in the smaller cities. And then the twist on this one, which was fucking awesome, is she's working for the League of Villains. She does deliveries for League of Villains, and she is kind of like their delivery person. So she has chosen to kind of go to the opposite side because after what happened with her mom, she's like, fuck those guys. Like, they're two sides of the same coin. Heroes need villains, so I'm helping out villains.
That was like that fucking phrase she said where heroes without villains are useless, but villains without heroes are successful. Is like,
I was just happy because it was very well thought out.
It's so good, and it's like I love because I was reading this whole time. I was like, "Where is this going?" Because like, it did kind of. They even name drop Vigilantes because obviously it's very central to this world of My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, like, are they going to go the Vigilante route?
That's what I thought the whole time.
Is this going to be because they do mention the support course? I was like, is this going to be like My Hero Academia support course? Like, is that where we're going to go?
SP.
And then they do the twist with the villains, like. This is like the perfect, like the last little corner of the triangle we need. Because we got the vigilante story, we got the heroes, and then a little villain side story would be sick.
Yeah. I'm really excited for it too, and I agreed with you on the whole two-piece thing. I was going in, I was like, because I remember Jump to Zuka, they did not want you to make something that was already made, like make something new. And so I kind of got a little frustrated. I was like, oh, great, we're going to have to do this again. And then I was like, damn, okay, you actually did this. Like, you did good.
It was so well done. And the art style is good. It's obviously not like My Hero Academia bonkers level because you do get to see them draw the characters, like they reference them. It takes place during the sports festival.
Yeah, which was cool.
Yeah,
I like that
very
a lot.
cool. And so you get to kind of see, like, here's where it's taking place in the world because you know what happens in the other one.
Yeah.
So you do see the difference in art style, and it's not bad, but it is definitely not My Hero Academia style of art.
And I think if they did get picked up to do something like Vigilantes, then I think that could get, like, pushed
it'd be
out,
cool. Even if it was a light novel, I think it'd be fantastic.
I would totally take this. And I know, I think at the very end, they drop that they've done technically 4 more chapters, but like,
that's so cool.
Which is just like kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And I honestly came out, I was like, I really liked that.
Yeah, I did too.
And obviously it's just a single chapter. I think it's about 40 pages.
Yeah.
So I just thought, I was like, man, I feel weird because it does hinge on my love of My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
Like, I already have that love built into me.
Yeah.
So reading this, but it's like, it didn't disappoint. And I feel like that's kind of a double-edged sword. You do get the bonus because I like My Hero Academia, but you also get the I like My Hero Academia, don't fuck it up.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it's like, I think it did such a good job.
That's just part of being a fan, so like.
And one of the things Sans brings up in like our normal mangaku is like that first chapter is super important. So like that was really well done. It set up like everything.
Yep. You get to see the family relationships, the family,
why she would even do all this.
Why, and then you get to see the school life, like basically how her situation is, and it's awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited to kind of keep reading that one. So.
Cool. Okay. Well, that was a good one to start off. And now we're going to move on to Shaded Lovers by Yumeno Masaru. And go ahead, Jose.
So this one's really like interesting. It's very more of a almost slice of life, but not really a slice of life. It starts with a college student, and he's a mangaka, but he's doing more of a shoujo, right?
Yep.
I believe is what
Which
it's
is
called.
a girl's manga. That's what that is. Yep.
And so he does a lot of romancy stuff, but he's a workaholic, kind of has not time for nothing. And he wakes up one day, and his characters come to life, and his whole life is thrown for a loop because they're nothing like the manga that he discovers. Like, they don't even like each other. And the whole time, he's just trying to figure out how to send them back. And that's pretty much what we got in the first chapter.
So I have to say, so this one reading, I loved so much like the intro to the chapter.
Yeah.
Where like you see these two characters fighting and like, oh, is this gonna be the manga? And then it's like, no, your main character is the guy hiding behind the fucking wall.
Yeah, I thought it was like two parents fighting. And I'm like, why is the kid so big?
I was like,
and like I loved the bickering back and forth. It's like, what'd you call me? It's like, and then like she chucks something through the fucking wall.
Yeah.
And I was like, that was really good. I really liked that. And it's like,
that style of comedy is fantastic.
Socially anxious. That being said, I think the beginning was the high point for me. I really liked that beginning part, and then after that, I feel like it kind of fell into I kind of like been here, done that.
Yeah, a very simple thing, and he talks about cliches a lot, which I think kind of happened in this
which
one
is
a little
probably
bit, which
part
is,
of it because he is a mangaka in the story. It's obviously a mangaka making it. So
it's very
like,
meta almost.
Very meta, paying homage to the stuff, and it's like he even talks about, which I feel like you see sometimes, is he has never experienced love himself. So it's like he doesn't know what he's writing about.
Reminds me of that 4chan post from way back when it's like, hey guys, I had a dream where like I was sleeping with someone, but I've never hugged someone, so I don't know what it felt like. So it felt like my pillow. Can I pay someone to hug me? And I was like, oh man, that's sad as fuck. The only gripe I really had, because it was good. I like some of the bits. I really like one of the bits where the parent, or there was like a rainstorm, and
and he's just
like,
great.
He's like, oh no, they'll figure it out. It's like, oh, we'd love to stay here. We'll love to stay here. But the wording, like, it was just a lot of words. It was super text heavy.
I did notice that it felt like it could have used somebody to really go and do something like nice typesetting.
Or a little bit of editing right here and there would have been fine.
It would have been, like good typeset, and then I think you could have cut down. Like, I feel like the message could have gotten there without as many words. It felt like there was more of a writing it was a light novel.
Like, that's almost like if I was gonna go write or do a manga, I was like, oh, I don't really know how to do the font bits. It's like, so I just kind of just throw it in there.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think it hammered it. But yeah, I did notice, like, all right, just let me get in. It's like, it's just text in there, whatever. Yeah. But I mean, it goes to say typesetting is kind of important. But I don't think it lessened it for me. But yeah, I could have done a nice little touch up on that. I mean, there's not much to say about it. It's like they eventually find out that, it's like they need love to go back to the other world. And I was just like, the moment I was like, oh, I know exactly. I could write this story in my head where this is going to go. Obviously they're going to eventually fall.
It's not necessarily a bad thing.
No, it's not.
Because a lot of the ones we read from Mangaku are fucking shit we've already read, and we're like, wow, we could have read that.
It could be about the path, too. It's like, because even from the first chapter, he's very meta, like Jose said. Like, so he's playing on the tropes. Yeah. So it could be that. I've said before, slice of life is not my thing. I really don't care for it.
Yeah.
But that being said, I enjoyed it. I felt like the intro nailed it. It was like peak stuff. It was like, this is awesome.
Super
it's a lot of
funny.
Fun. And then it just kind of went to like, oh, I get it. I get where we're going. And I liked the two characters from the novel. I loved that they're
dynamic is funny. I like the whole waking up together. Who is this guy?
That's great.
I always like that, but it's like, aside from that, it was like, okay. It's like, it's not bad, but it was definitely not my favorite.
Yeah.
Okay, so the last one we did was Freelance Witch Hunter by Jojidoboro.
So this one was kind of weird. It was really cool. Like, the art style was really what captured me.
The art was fantastic.
I loved it.
So good.
So stylized.
So you kind of start with this chick. She's eating the arm of like this monster, and then she feeds the arm to the monster. I was like, oh, what the fuck? Yeah. Like, I had to go back and reread it. I was like, that's fucked up. And then she meets with our would-be like witch hunter, and basically he gives her his card, and he's a witch hunter, and I'm assuming she's a witch based off of that interaction.
That's what I thought.
I was confused. See, we said the same thing. We're like, I'm just confused at that.
It's like it's webtoon format, by the way. That's like what kind of the format is, the long scrolling page.
Yeah, it's basically a phone.
Yeah. It's meant to be. I think it's literally meant to be read on a phone. Okay. So like you scroll down and you read it.
It was weird. I tried reading on my phone. I was like, I feel like I'm missing details here.
Yeah, but it's like I was kind of confused the whole way through it, because like the art in itself is fantastic. It's super stylized, but the way it's set up is the webtoon format. And I don't know, we've talked about this before on like live streams or whatever. None of us are very familiar with webtoons. The only one that I've ever actually tried to read is like Hikings, and that's from our previous Tezuka stuff. They're the only webtoon I've ever actually followed through and checked out. But it leaves like a lot of black. There was like, if you were to go to the different on the Medibang reader, you can basically choose to do the scrolling one, which is kind of like webtoon format.
It was such a return to form, by the way. Oh, it was so
or
weird.
You could choose to do like the single page or the double page. If you do the single page, it shows you like the whole strip, and it's like, man, about 3/4 of this is black. It was like,
so I'm glad you said that, because I've never read another like webtoon. So I was like, is this how
I think that is kind of normal, but it's like, it is like normally like a lot of things are happening is going down, but it is kind of like they almost do. From my understanding, is like they'll do like a scene per like as you're scrolling down,
Yeah, and there's not much really to go off after that. They get in like a weird squabble where he grabs her, and then she punctures a hole through.
Yeah,
and he's totally chill. He's just
he's just looking at her.
Love that. Love when women do that to me. Let's go.
I want to be cheddar cheese, baby.
I want to know what's going on with the thing on his back. Like, is it a banjo? Does he play? Like, what's going on here? But lo and behold, like every time I've been punched a hole through my chest, I want to recruit that person.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I saw
that's how you test to see if somebody's strong.
Yes.
Can they punch
blow
a hole
through a human being or whatever the hell I am? There is some weird backstory where she's like, I'm better off being alone. I didn't fully understand.
That really took me for a loop.
Yeah,
because,
I feel like there was a lot.
Like she was on board to join for a second. Or like, I also, and this is probably me being a fucking idiot, I was confused on who was asking who to join who.
Yeah, it was wild. I have to be honest, I read this about twice.
I was like, oh, man, did they ask? And then it's like, I thought maybe it was like, he was like, hi, I'm a witch hunter. And she was like, oh, join me, like help me. And then she was like, next panel, she's like, oh, actually, I'm better off alone. I was like,
yeah.
Oh, so is it the other way? It's like, I was a little confused.
I think he asked her.
Yeah, he did ask her. And then he, without any conversation, was able to convince her to join him, hop on his back. He basically just said, tap on the thing where the hole is. And then they kind of just went off and did their thing. Again, I don't know if we probably missed the point. But like the art was what got me.
When all else fails, it's probably because we're stupid.
Yes. It reminded me of that super short one where you read it, where the guy was like sitting at the edge of like a pool, but it was like the universe.
Oh,
and somebody came up and shot him on the side. It was like, I don't know what the fuck happened, but I loved it. And like, I couldn't tell if it was intended to be like no conversation.
I feel like when the art style is really wild, you know, it's about to be some like meta
artsy,
off the wall shit. It's just like
it's like reading the yellow wallpaper in college. It's like it's only 11 pages, but it's a fucked 11 pages.
It's just like because I can't say enough. The art was awesome.
Yeah, it was
so
super
good.
cool.
But it was like I just don't know what I took away from that.
So when we finished,
we needed more text.
These two were doing notes, and I was like, "Y'all did notes?" Like I was like, "I don't know what to write about this."
I have the main character's name written down here, Hitsugaya Renai.
I couldn't even tell you that.
So there you go. He introduced himself, and I was like, da-da-da.
Yeah, he's like,
there we go.
Here you
Let
go.
me put that on there.
But I would like to know, because it seemed like there was a lot of like leaps in logic, like when she's like, "Oh, I can't go with you. I'm better off alone," and then she's just on his back, like we're cool. Like
he did like a little hop and a skip. And was like, "Come on, hop on the back."
And
hop on
like
my back.
you saw the little ghost things, and then I couldn't tell if he was fighting them or playing.
And then
with
he also
them.
at one point he wipes off his note card that says Witch Hunter,
Yeah.
and it changes to join me or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
That's a cool magic trick, dude.
I think he introduced himself. He's like, "Hi, I'm Hitsugaya Witch Hunter," and then on the card it says like, "I kill witches" or something. It's like, oh, okay, cool. I mean, that's kind of badass. But
It had his number and everything. It was like, it looked cool.
Hey, that's the new pickup line, boys.
I kill witches.
Just gonna slip that right
But
there.
I would like to know more. Like,
Yeah.
I can't tell if it's just like, hey, I just had a concept in my head, or if it was like there was a better story.
It'll be interesting to see if the longer this contest goes on, if we'll get more interesting kind of stories like that in here. And I specifically mean like that kind of webtoon format.
Yeah.
Because this contest, the rules for it are very open. They say they suggest a 15 to 45 page limit, but it can be as long as you want. And that's pretty much it. Is like they welcome color, they welcome black and white. It's like, do your thing.
I remember when we were doing Jump to Zuko, where it was like, okay, max was
black
like,
and
what,
white.
75?
Yeah, there was a very max limit.
Was it 50?
I don't know what it was, but there was a max limit, and then it was just like, you know, only do this. And then there was a big debate. I don't remember if we got halfway through the contest. I was like, can you do color? Is color allowed?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, are you disqualified if you do color? I was like, oh.
Because a lot of people did like a colored page.
Yep.
And some people took the like 50 pages to heart, and they're like, I gotta fit everything. Or the one guy that did double pages on everything. It was wild.
So, okay. Well, those were the three we read this week. They were all pretty fucking different, which is pretty nice, unique. Once again, just go through. We did H-2-Zero by Nicollo Abe, which do you think she's related to Noriyuki Abe?
Oh my god!
Kind of like the director of all of Bleach.
Oh my god!
Then we did Shaded Lovers by Yumeno Masaru, and then we did Freelance Witch Hunter, and that's by Jojidoboro. And we're just going to pick a winner. So, like I said, they're all very different, so it can't be a direct one-to-one comparison, but we're going to pick the one we like the best, and then maybe at the end we'll do another award show, and we'll give out some awards.
Oh, man.
So,
probably get COVID again?
Yeah.
we're
Hopefully not.
vaccinated. We're all vaccinated.
Let's not jinx it. Hold on. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Josh, which one did you like the best?
H-2-Zero.
H-2-Zero.
Zero,
please.
sorry.
Oh, my fuck.
Oh, my
you
god.
You liked it so much. Jose?
H-2-Zero.
Unanimous.
Yeah,
H-2-Zero.
It was kind of unfair to start with that one.
It was just good though, because like I said, it was just refreshing, and overall, it fit in with the whole
and
plot.
the last contest when we did Junsuka, I was picking meme ones left and right at the start.
I remember, and you started it like this one.
Fucking
like, oh, I'm gonna get this one.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, let's go. Like, let's see, because I remember this being in very early on in Tezuka. And I wanted to pick it, and I just we eventually started getting a lot of like, oh, check out mine,
like
check out mine.
viewer suggestions.
And then it was just out the window.
Yeah.
So the moment I saw this was already in, I was like, oh, it's done. I'm getting this one 100%.
Clean slate, we got this.
And fuck it, I loved it. I loved it.
Fantastic.
So I'm curious, do you know when the contest gets called?
So the submission date to end, I don't know the exact one. I'll fix it in post. July 25th, I believe, is when it is. So it's got about a month and a half left of submission deadlines.
Okay.
If it's anything like Tezuka, if you're looking to submit yours, it will be a bum rush to submissions right at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I would recommend getting it in earlier because there was a little bit of whispering and hearsaying that they depended on view counts quite a bit to kind of which ones they were going to check out, because it was an insane amount of entries, which it's kind of
good. 30 plus pages.
Yeah,
or something
impossible for these esteemed judges to go through and actually read all of them. So I would recommend getting it in as early as possible, but you'll just have to wait and see on that.
Yeah.
So. Okay, well, thank you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that. A bit of a return to form for us. I'm hoping to do these weekly. If you submitted yours already to the Kyoto International Manga Anime Award, let us know. Yeah. I'd love to start doing viewer submissions again. We can kind of mix them in. We can mix and match. That way we can kind of check out some of your guys, check out some of the random ones in here, and we can just give out some honest reviews. And
this is your notice. If you didn't fucking join in Jump to Zuka, here's something you can join in.
Yeah, I'll leave a link to this one in the comments down below and in the description as well. So if you would like to submit yours and check it out, definitely do that. And if you do want us to read yours, you can either comment, you can tweet at us at the Weebs Guild. We have a Discord now, which is probably the best place to reach all three of us.
Yeah.
Yes. We have notifications turned on.
I'll leave that in the description in the comment as well. So definitely join that, and that's going to be the best way to get a hold of us. And we will see you guys next time. Of course, be sure to like and subscribe. See you then. Bye, everybody.